What is going on, y'all? It is the Caveman back at it again with another video. And yes, you read the title correctly. I am going to be debating Nick Wright in this video. No, I'm not directly going on First Things First and talking to him face to face, but I put something together that I feel like fits that description. And although I'm putting this video together to be more like a fun, joking kind of video, I am still 100% serious when I say I am calling you out, Nick Wright. We all know the antics that Nick likes to pull. We all know the controversial personality that he is on television, and he needs to meet his match. Nick has a clear-cut bias for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's led him to be not only controversial, but as well as contradictory and hypocritical. Nick needs to be held accountable. I can hold him accountable. Nick needs to be called out, and I will call him out. Nick has met his match. I will make sure that he is staying consistent and he is using only facts when pushing his personal agenda. And that's exactly what somebody needs to do. So Nick Wright stops spewing BS on First Things First. So Nick, step up to the plate. You have met your match. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video.
They have the same record as the Browns, who we've been filleting all year, and the Broncos. They're all 7-6. So, and I believe it or not, have a few Bills fans that I'm close with, and they are just crushing McDermott last night and today, of it, McDermott not having him ready to play. That first half was a disaster, and all that's fair and true.
Yes, Nick, and you're right. That is all fair and true. I don't mean to cut you off, but you are 100% correct. That is fair and true. And just like your friends that are Bills fans, a Bills fan like myself, and many Bills fans that I know were doing the same thing, not only after the first half against the Buccaneers, but all season we have been grilling Sean McDermott and the coaching staff for just not putting this team in the spot to be successful on a week-to-week basis. This is nothing new for us, all right? Just to key you in. Also, I can tell by the tone of your voice exactly where you're going with this, Nick Wright, because I know the agendas that you like to push on a weekly basis. Anything regarding the Bills, you have to pin Josh Allen in a negative light, right? And that's exactly what you're going to try and do here, because Josh Allen is the second highest paid player in the entire NFL. How come us Bills fans are only pinning blame on the coaching staff? You're going to try and pin blame on Josh Allen, even though if anybody in their right mind watched that football game would know that Josh Allen did everything in his God-given power to attempt to give us that victory. But nevertheless, I have to ask you this question, right? You need to be consistent, Nick, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to hold you accountable and make sure that you're consistent. So you're sitting here saying that us Bills fans should be blaming Josh Allen and not the coaching staff as much as we are. Well, how come back in Week 7, when the Kansas City Chiefs got smoked by the Tennessee Titans 27-3, your initial reaction was this?
They have a secondary that stunk when it was healthy, that was without 4 of its top 7 guys. And the Chiefs couldn't move the football. So what am I most concerned about right now? Right now, it's the coaching, to be totally honest. It is the coaches' jobs to put the team in position to know what's coming and to be prepared for it.
The offense looking stuck in the mud from word go. They spend all their money on offensive linemen. The Titans don't blitz ever, and they just keep getting to Mahomes. Right. No one can get open, no one can block, no one can run, and the defense is terrible.
Nick, do you smell the irony? It reeks right now. It's filling my nasal cavity. It's just funny how when Bills fans want to point to the coaching staff for the troubles that the offense had in a first half of this past given game, you want to point to Josh Allen as much as you can because he's the second highest paid player in football. You want to pin any blame you can on Josh Allen. But we rewind back to Week 7, post-Week 7, when the Chiefs get blown out 27-3. The only player paid more than Josh Allen is Patrick Mahomes. He puts up 3 points in a game where you said the Chiefs should at least put up 35 against this beat-down Titan secondary, which were missing 4 of their top 7 guys, as you mentioned. And all of a sudden, you're blaming everybody but Patrick Mahomes. All of a sudden, you're blaming everybody except the highest paid player in the NFL. That's just kind of funny because now all of a sudden, it's on the coaching staff for the Chiefs. It's on the pass blocking. It's on the defense. It's on the pass catchers. It's on everybody else except for Patrick Mahomes. Make the precedent consistent, Nick. It's just the bias is clear, all right? If you're not going to blame Patrick Mahomes in a given situation like that, you can't be trying to pin some blame on Josh Allen. Be consistent. You can continue.
But the other element is, and I understand that for some reason, Josh Allen has accomplished so much in this league because last year he was awesome for 3 months, that he's above reproach and criticism. But coming off a game where the game was in your hands in the final minutes and you couldn't get it done against New England, to start this football game the way he and that offense did, 6 drives, 4 punts, a pick, and a field goal, 5 drives of 5 plays or less. For that to be how you start before you get going is a disaster.
And Nick, I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. As a Bills fan coming off of that heartbreaking loss to New England, I was fully expecting the first 6 drives in the first half against the Bucs to go a lot better than it actually did. But my question to you is, are you being consistent? If we were talking about the Kansas City Chiefs right now, would you be as critical? And I think the answer is no. We're going to rewind back to week 8. The week after the Kansas City Chiefs got decimated by the Tennessee Titans by 24 points. They're going up against the New York Giants, a lackluster NFC roster on Monday Night Football. A perfect opportunity for the Chiefs to bounce back and show the nation that they're that dominant force that we've known them to be for the last couple of years now. Let's talk about how they started their first half and their first 6 drives. Patrick Mahomes on the first offensive drive of the game throws a pick. The next drive, he's gifted 7 points because Danny Dimes turns the ball right back over and Patrick Mahomes is a free 7 points from 13 yards out. The next 2 drives are both punts by the Chiefs offense. And then the next drive after that, okay, fine, Patrick Mahomes and the offense works their way down the field for another 7. And then their next drive after that is a punt. So you're telling me going into the second half against the New York Giants on primetime after losing by 24 points is a satisfactory bounce back. And you're out here ripping Josh Allen, the second highest paid player in the NFL, for being down by a load of points against the Super Bowl champions. It doesn't make sense. But your excuse, oh boy, I'm just going to roll the clip. Let's hear your reaction to that Giants game.
Yes, the Chiefs did win a professional football game. And listen, the other guys get paid too, America. And that New York Giants team's a little better than the record suggests. I've said this all along. Joe Judge, it's a tough coach, got going in the right direction. And I'm just telling you.
Nick, I gotta ask, do you realize that you're the one continuously backing yourself into these corners? Do you realize that you're the one that keeps shooting yourself in the foot? In fact, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because you're making my life that much easier because I can easily call out this obvious agenda pushing that you do on a week-to-week basis. But anyway, back on track. Apparently the city of Buffalo is supposed to act like the sky is falling because in an attempt to rebound from a bad New England loss, we have a struggle half against the Super Bowl champions, right? But back in week 8, when the Kansas City Chiefs are attempting to bounce back after a 24-point loss to a conference rival, they throw a pick on the first drive, win by 3 points. Patrick Mahomes has a passer rating of 74.6, and they punt 3 out of their first 6 drives. And all of a sudden, that's okay against a non-playoff contending New York Giants team. And your response to that was, oh, the New York Giants are a better team than what the record shows. Oh, Joe Judge is doing a good job. Oh, their defense is actually pretty good. I mean, you made every excuse in the world for the Chiefs to make it seem like that game was satisfactory in a bounce-back attempt after a 24-point loss. Be consistent. Be honest with yourself. Anyway, continue.
He's the second highest paid player in league history, and they didn't give him that money because he's a dangerous runner. They gave him that money because he's supposed to be a great passer. And again, he wasn't yesterday. You're 7-6 in a year that you started. What did they start? 4-1? 4-1 with a win over the Chiefs, Super Bowl favorites. Allen's the MVP favorite. Now you are in a dogfight to make the playoffs. It's a disaster. And I don't know why Buffalo doesn't know it's a disaster. They should know it's a disaster.
Nick, do you think we're dumb? Do you think Bills Mafia is stupid? Of course we know it's a disaster. Of course we realize that the season hasn't gone to plan and it's not meeting the expectations that we had set for it. So thanks for your amazing analysis, but we in fact understand where we currently stand in the 2021 NFL season. Thank you for that. Anyway, Josh Allen might not have had his best passing performance this past week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but you cannot sit back and say in any way, shape, or form that he did not earn the money that we are giving him in that performance. That was debatably the single best performance that we have seen from a single player this season. Josh Allen is the 4th player in NFL history. There were only 3 before this to have over 100 yards rushing and 300 yards passing. In fact, Josh Allen had a better passer rating in that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers than Patrick Mahomes did in his game against the Tennessee Titans. So how bad of a passer was he actually? I mean, he threw for over 300 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick, sure. But given the circumstances with the injury, the fact that he had to be the entire run game, on top of the fact that he had pressure in his face each and every down, I would say that it was a pretty damn good passing performance, and he, in fact, earned every dime. And it doesn't matter how he's earning the money we're paying him. It doesn't matter if he's being a great passer. It doesn't matter if he's being a great rusher. We're paying Josh Allen to give us every opportunity he can to win us football games, and that is exactly what we did in what he did in Tampa Bay. It doesn't matter if he runs the ball, if he passes the ball, if he crawls, if he walks, if he flies. It doesn't matter. If Josh Allen is giving the best opportunity to the Buffalo Bills to win, that is how he's earning his money. Just to inform you. And yes, we understand that the season is not going to plan. Anyway, Nick, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to prove you wrong, how many times I have to call you out, but you do not play on an even playing field with the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs, and you make that far too obvious. All right, folks, so that was me debating Nick Wright. Let me know what you thought down in the comment section below. Nick, this was a truthful call out. If you want to debate, I'm all ears. My door is open. I will go head to head with you, and I am not afraid. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please let me know if you want to see more of these kinds of videos down in the comments. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Blah, blah, blah. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.